How microtransactions destroyed Plants vs. Zombies. A lot of people are talking about this. I want to talk about it too. Monkey see, monkey do, right, chat?
Plants vs. Zombies 1 was truly video game perfection. Reviewers couldn't find even one thing wrong with its simple, addictive gameplay.
Okay.
Compare this to the recent
I played a little bit.
Plants vs. Zombies 3, which people have called a game that straight up comes from a garbage can, in which watching 30-second ads for double coin rewards is more fun than the game itself. Let's explore.
I never played the last Plants vs. Zombies.
From an amazing tower defense game fall into the extremely predatory mobile game landscape. Firstly, what made the original so damn good? At a price of just $2.99 in the App Store, with no ads or extra in-game purchases, Plants vs. Zombies 1 was simply amazing value.
They struck gold with that one, chat.
First level gets
Plants vs. Zombies.
addicted immediately.
In just one level, the game already indoctrinates you into its gameplay cycle flawlessly and in a fun way.
With one 5-star review writing, I won't say that the game is a cakewalk, but it isn't particularly challenging either. Still, the game offers enough mental stimulation that I never once grew bored. This is due to the game's incredible variety, offering loads of different plants, zombies, and music, with comments stating the soundtrack alone is enough to make you want the game.
Chat, did this, which came out first, Plants vs. Zombies or Zomboid? Because this, when I think of any kind of zombie game, I think of Zomboid immediately. Immediately, I do.
This makes it so entrancing that people can play for hours, which led to crazy commercial success. In addition to almost perfect professional reviews, Plants vs. Zombies became the highest rated App Store product, having sold more than 300,000 copies in its first 9 days available, a new App Store launch record. Developers expanded the game to 13 other platforms, creating so much success for PopCap Games they'd be bought by EA for $650 million. Yep, EA. The company was such an extreme reputation for greed, there's an entire Wikipedia page dedicated to criticism of the company. People have called their use of microtransactions a plague, which sadly began to infect Plants vs. Zombies, because on the 15th of August 2013, Plants vs. Zombies 2 came out, with one key difference compared to the first.
PopCap found a way to cram this game with as many in-app purchases and microtransactions as humanly possible, to the point where it's too much of a hindrance for me to actually enjoy the game.
Plants vs. Zombies 2 features microtransactions. Unlike in the previous entries to the series, new plants can be purchased with real money, as well as upgrades and coins.
King Remedy says, Zomboid, I think, came out 10 years before Plants vs. Zombies. Really? Chat, there have always been problems with microtransactions, right, chat? There's always been a problem with the whole ideal of it. It's to the point where in some countries they're also banning it. They're also banning a lot of those kinds of games because of that. It's like they see gambling and they don't want to like have kids gambling.
These items can also be bought in bundles to save some money. Certain plants could only be accessed using cold hard cash, and while coins could be naturally earned in-game, you could pay up to $52 to instantly unlock them. The Pirate Seas and Wild West levels can also be unlocked without earning all of the required stuff.
I mean, if it is pay to win, think about it, chat. When's the last time you played this game? So it's kind of like how if for example, I'm gonna use like a Disneyland. I mean, this isn't true, but the ideal is true. Let's say you have nobody going to this particular Disneyland location. Like it's pretty much got 1 or 2 people a day. Very rare. Like that'd be very hard for that to happen. You got 1 or 2 people going there like a day. So you change up, you get rid of a ride, and then everybody loses their mind. Like boy, you wasn't even going there to begin with. What are you talking about? Like. This game would have to have been getting I don't know, chat. What would be the cause of this individual to make it, or whoever made this game or owns the game, to make it pay to win? What would be the cause of it? Maybe it's not even that, chat. Maybe it's just the what might come of it kind of thing, right? It may encourage other, if there's not enough backlash, it will encourage other studios to do the same thing. So yeah, maybe it's probably for the best that people are giving it a lot of backlash, but at the same time, it is their game, so they can do whatever they want with it, right? Because I haven't played this game in a long time. So I'm more interested in the direction. King Remedy says, "Pay to win games suck. I don't get why. I don't get why you would want it. When I played a hacked version of a game where all the microtransactions are free, I get bored quick because I get everything." Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense.
They cost $5.49 each to instantly access. More controversial for whatever reason was the game's new art style. People argued that every single character looked to be designed by a totally different person, each of whom had their own way of drawing. There's full videos dedicated to the poorly designed plants, with the excessive discussion about this flaw being a meme within the community. This was because they'd hired a whole new team of designers, and under suspicious circumstances fired George Fan, who designed PvZ1 all by...
How big is this community of this game?
EA fired Plants vs. Zombies creator for refusing microtransactions in sequel, explaining that George had lost his job as he didn't agree with the pay-to-win model. He'd partially confirmed this by tweeting, "Regarding recent rumors, it is true I was laid off by EA/PopCap, and also true that I was against making PvZ2 a freemium game. That's all I'll say on the matter for now. Sure do miss paying for a game once, and unlocking cool things by actually, you know, playing that game. You and me both, man." These elements led to videos claiming Plants vs. Zombies 1 is better than Plants vs. Zombies 2, but that's not to say that the second game was awful.
They are willing to fire somebody for the sake of microtransactions. Like I said before, they can do whatever they want with the game, right, chat? They can do whatever they want with it because it's theirs. But at the same time, it's going to look bad to the fan base. It's going to create a controversy. But in the end, that controversy will put the game back into the limelight. So while it is kind of damaging, it is free media. Because a lot of people are talking about this right now. So it's free media, chat. It's free placebo. It's free placebo, chat. What are you going to do? King Remedy says, "I had a friend that would buy the entire Fortnite pass for $120 every season, then quit in a week because he was bored. He would have multi-$1,000 account and hasn't touched it in years." That's crazy. I mean, I guess as long as he's happy, that's what matters.
Featured so many different plants it's hard to even count them, and offered 312 levels compared to just 50 in PvZ1. These PvZ2 levels were each set at varying levels of difficulty, better serving a wider range of players. The second game therefore also received amazing feedback, with critics stating the game is just as enjoyable without spending a dime, and that you'll only need to pay if you're exceptionally impatient or just not very good at these kind of games. The microtransaction model also meant the game was totally free, leading to 25 million downloads in the first 2 weeks, more than PvZ1 had achieved in 4 years. In fact, according to Hey I'm Jay, for every dollar the original was making, PvZ2 made 26,000. That therefore make the original free for every player, although this meant people would be paying with their time.
It's free now, which naturally means that the game absolutely bombards you with ads. God, I love mobile games. There are ads before and after levels now, and even during, where the game tries to distract you as much as possible to watch a video for an extra item.
Before every level you have to watch an unskippable ad, then sit there prompted to download what you watched. At the end of every level, you're forced to briefly play a different mobile game, with the hope that you'll download it later.
Chat, how do you make money off of a free game, a free-to-play game? Microtransactions? Ads? Ain't Your Mama sponsorship? Have you ever ran out of syrup? This is the ad, chat. Have you ever ran out of syrup and you're like, oh man, I really wish I had some because I don't have any more? Why not try Ain't Your Mama? Ain't Your Mama. It'll put sugar in your teeth. There's my ad, chat. There's my ad. I'm really good at this, right? All right.
Items can be earned by watching further ads, which are even served to those who initially paid for the game. You could say it's even more annoying than the microtransaction model, which was earning so much money for PvZ2 that start to build Plants vs Zombies 3. In the meantime, developers took a detour and put out Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare. This third-person shooter was certainly different, but extremely well received.
I never played that, but that did look fun. That did look fun.
Warfare was surprisingly amazing. I remember spending definitely over 500 hours grinding it as a kid. They'd therefore released Garden Warfare 2, which was even more successful than the first, confirming the third-person shooter style was perfect for the series. So when they'd announced what was basically Garden Warfare 3, developers likely expected another successful title. It was called Plants vs Zombies Battle for Neighborville, which featured an epic trailer in 2019, gaining over 15 million views from super
Kong, you like this one?
but with people eventually stating,
"This whole trailer was fantastic and I love it. Too bad I love the trailer more than the game."
the game was a total flop.
What?
Plants vs Zombies Battle for Neighborville
That looked fun.
was one of the worst games you've never heard of. Extensive posts like this called it a complete and utter disaster in almost every way, and one of, if not the worst multiplayer game I have played in 2019. It referenced problems such as bugs and graphical errors, textures and map design are absolutely horrible, whilst the characters all control awfully and feel very unenergetic since the sound design is absolutely garbage. Then, of course, there were the microtransactions.
These need to be unlocked, and the way you unlock these characters is through a specific challenge called giving EA $30. But the game already costs $30 to buy, and you expect players to spend that twice in order to play the new characters?
As mentioned, the game already cost $40, but demanded an extra $30 to unlock every character, which could be unlocked by grinding the game, but would take about 3 months to earn one costume. Players there.
That right there, about 3 months to earn one costume. I think they were going for, I see them going, that right there, to, if I was going to try to excuse why they did this, is more for replayability, right, chat? If you could get every costume within 1 month or even a week of just straight playing the game, it would kind of mess with the replayability a little bit. It would. It would require the studio to make more costumes just to keep up with like the demand. But they got other things they want to do, so they're pumping out this game, and they're like, "All right, let's go work on something else," kind of thing. Bloodwolf, what's up, man? G-Man, hello. Schizophrenia, what's up? So they pump out this. But a lot of people, if you watch this video from other content creators, they're probably going to say something like, "Oh, that's so messed up. Like that's so messed up. This it takes about 3 months to earn one costume." I'm like, yeah, it would suck. I would rather it not take so long, personally. But I see why they would do that. I see why they would set it like that, because they want people to play their game for as long as possible. The studio, when they make a game, they don't want to like go into it thinking that, oh, people are only going to play this for about a week or a day kind of thing. No, they expect it to, be played for a very, very long time. That's the kind of mindset you want to go into making the game. So on some level, I kind of feel what the studio is trying to do. Would I have done that? Probably not. But at the same time, I don't know how to make a game, chat. I don't know what it all takes to make a game. I don't know how long, it'll take to make that game. All right. So when people are going to be bad mouthing this game with the microtransactions, it's all right to feel a certain way about anything. I understand. But at the same time, if you don't like it, make your own game, or don't play it. I haven't played Plants vs Zombies, and I'm an exception to the rule, chat. There are very few things that I actually hate. Like I can enjoy things for what they are. But at the same time, one thing I do hate is something that's trying to preach to me. I don't like it. If I played Plants vs Zombies and I see most of the game kind of, behind a paywall, I'm gonna be annoyed by it, and I'm just gonna leave. And it is what it is. You see how that is, chat? I don't know. I don't know. There's a few games that are kind of like that for me. I can't remember it right now, but if I do, I'll bring it up.
Therefore dismissed the game completely, writing, as a player who played the 2 previous games of this one, I can say that this game is a joke on the Plants vs Zombies franchise. Bad graphics, boring gameplay, boring characters. Compared to...
Oh, it's like, what game was it? Assassin's Creed. I played that for the first time 2 or 3 days ago. I played that for the first time, and I'm looking at the graphics of the character models. I'm like, didn't an older game have better graphics? Like, what's that robot game? Chat, is that the AI, the game about the AI robots? Only Human had better graphics, right? And that came out earlier. So I'm not sure what Assassin's Creed's problem is. Did they cut corners or something?
In Warfare 1 and 2, this game is very bad. They therefore stop updating it after only 11 months, leading to comments like, it is so sad how fast this game died. If it had a little more time to develop and didn't have microtransactions, then it would have never disappeared. But apparently the franchise didn't learn their lesson, as during that very same year, Plants vs Zombies 3 was nearing completion. That had 7 full years since PvZ 2, setting high expectations for PvZ 3. However, when the first bit of gameplay was posted to YouTube, people instantly disliked it. PvZ1, skill. PvZ2, wallet. PvZ3 won't download it. Why? For starters, the game was now in portrait, which, to be honest, was probably...
They did something like that with Command and Conquer, right? Command and Conquer is one of my favorite RTS games, and if you've been here long enough, because I've played RimWorld so long, you know that I love a good strategy game. We might even play Age of Empires on this channel, chat. But Command and Conquer was supposed to come out with a new game, and what they was going to do. And I loved Command and Conquer. I played all of them except for the last one. I even played the first-person shooter Command and Conquer, chat. I didn't play the last one, but I did watch all the cutscenes on YouTube because I love the story. But Command & Conquer was supposed to come out with this new game. It was going to pull all the games together. So you'll see characters like Yuri's Revenge, right? Yuri's Revenge, Yuri, who's like, he's a mind control commander, and his faction, he can, brainwash, transmutate, and all this other, all these other crazy powers from a Command & Conquer Red Alert series. And it was so weird because they pulled the plug on it. They was like close to finishing that game, but they pulled the plug on it. And I think, and a lot of people speculate this too, they pulled the plug on it because they couldn't add microtransactions and make the game balanced. It's crazy. And on top of that, they pulled the plug on that game and then just came out with a mobile game, and then they just made microtransactions. They had a don't you have phones situation. I love Command & Conquer, but the people who own Command & Conquer right now, they threw it in, they ran it into the ground because they were trying to get that microtransaction thing going on. Like, you can make a good game without microtransactions, right? I mean, look at Age of Empires. I don't know how much more you can do with Age of Empires, if I'm being honest, because it's the same. It's the same game every time, just different graphics. Age of Empires. It is like how are you gonna get different that Beyond Earth, Age of Empires, I think, or Civilizations, one of the two. I think it was Civilizations. Yeah, Beyond Earth Civilizations. Was really good. Age of Empires. I think Age of Empires. You can. I was talking about the wrong one. I was talking about Civilizations. Like Kong says, is it Star Wars Survivor from EA? If so, that is the only game I like from them. Not every EA game is slop. Yeah, didn't EA make Command & Conquer? Because I'm very bad with names.
More convenient, but at the same time it looked extremely weird. The lawn is literally horizontal. Why? Why is the display vertical? The game had also gone from 2D to 3D and had another change in art style, prompting memes such as this. It is evolving just backwards. The new pea shooter model looked absolutely awful, which sadly couldn't be upgraded through microtransactions. With videos like Plants vs Zombies 3 is mechanically broken, gaining over 2 million million views, PvZ3 was taken off the App Store. They'd re-release it 1 year later, to which people said compared to the alpha this looks great, however again it still wasn't good enough. This happened again in 2022, then again in 2024, receiving the same feedback at every single point. The game was simply boring.
There is just nothing to do in this game, man, besides grind the stupid main quest that just sucks. 90-something levels of doing the same thing over and over and over is so boring.
I've just spent 3 hours playing the 4th beta of PvZ3, and I gotta say, how does EA get away with this? The game is 10,000% dumbed down, no more collecting plants, no more input on plant choosing, sun is now worth 1 and plants cost 1 to 5 plus, animations feel capped at 10 FPS, gameplay feels unfun. Others complained it just had a scummy feeling.
Right out of the gate, it seems to just have that manipulative mobile game feel about it. You know that feeling.
Everything about this game feels off. It's like I'm watching an App Store ripoff of PvZ. As a result, it's still in development 5 years after its first alpha launch.
I'm conflicted, chat, because I haven't played Plants vs Zombies in a very long time. I'm conflicted with it. I get it. I get why the studio did it, and the studio is doing what they're doing, but I also understand why people are upset with it. But the question is, who's right? I think they both are right. It's in the studio's right to do whatever they want with the game, and it's in the people's right to not want to play it. That's how it is. They're just going to go to something else, and it's kind of sad. A lot of corporations, game studios, they strike gold, right? They strike gold, and then trying to strike gold a second time is very hard. It's very hard. It is. What you gonna do, chat? What you gonna do?